Welcome to Occultium Veritas. I'm Jim, and today I'd like to talk about the Satanic Panic. If you are my age and you lived in the 1980s to the 1990s, you understand the Satanic Panic, which basically started by the 1980 publication Michelle Remembers, co-authored by her psychiatrist Lawrence Pasder. So this was a book that convicted a lot of people for satanic ritual abuse, which was completely fraudulent, and there was a lot of daycare teachers that spent time in jail for this, lost their jobs, basically for Mr. Pansder basically did hypnotherapy, which in psychology, if you understand psychology at all, hypnotherapy is pretty much unreliable for psychological disorders and understanding psychological problems. But co-authored by this guy, Michelle Remembers, and it was a fraudulent book. But again, this book stemmed a lot of hysteria on Satanism, and there was police departments that legitimately had conferences about Satanism and satanic ritual molestation and abuse, and they had a whole department created for this shit. So I lived through this, and in the 1990s, there was another occurrence of this with the Memphis Three, Damien Eccles, and his two friends that were supposedly Satanists that killed some kids, and it didn't happen. There was actually no proof of what happened. There was no proof of them killing anyone, and still they were tried and convicted, and they all spent 20 years in jail. Again, this is the New Age witch trials. It's the same thing, and when you get religious fundamentalists into this, accusing people of witchcraft, that's what you have. And will it happen again? I'm sure it will happen again. And if you're practicing the occult or witchcraft, I would say, remember this. Remember the Satanic Panic, because it affected me. I was labeled a Satanist back in my early teens in the 1990s, and I was accused of doing all kinds of satanic rituals in the woods and slaughtering dogs and, breaking into houses and this, that, and the other, and I wasn't doing any of this. I just looked different, okay? I listened to different music, and I was accused of this. So that's the thing with the whole Satanic Panic. It's probably going to happen again because these people that use religion against other people that don't practice their religion, this is what happens. So I'm just putting this out there and I'm sure you all know about the Satanic Panic. You probably lived through the Satanic Panic, and they blame this on Dungeons and Dragons role-playing games, music, movies, all that stupid shit, which doesn't really matter. It's just not relevant to anything. So that's my thing on the Satanic Panic. Will it happen again? Probably. And why is really a question of people believing bullshit. I mean, if you're going to be gullible, you're going to be gullible. I can't stop people from being gullible. I can't stop people from being brainwashed by the system. So, if you're out there doing your craft, I guess this is a cautionary tale of why I'm a lone practitioner. That's my thing, I guess. I don't know. If you want to have a spiritual group or a coven, that's cool. I'm not judging you for that, but I practice alone because I think that is the best way to do this. And I'm outspoken about it via my YouTube page. But again, you got to consider the facts. I mean, the witch trials happened back in the 1600s. The Satanic Panic happened in the 1980s and 1990s, and I was a part of it. I understood it. I was labeled a Satanist. And I used that. I used it because people were scared of me. So I totally used it. Being a teenage angst guy, I'm like, yeah, you're scared of me. I'll use that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't a Satanist at all. I've never practiced Satanism. I understand Satanism. I research Satanism, but Satanism to me is just another religion with dogma, which, you know, I don't adhere to. I do what I want to do, and my ritual magic is always different, and it always works for me. I don't have to adhere to one deity, and that's my thing, you know? So do good works, take care, and remember, the Satanic Panic, witch trials, it's probably going to happen again, man. So I wouldn't be surprised if it does. I'm not saying it's going to, but I would not be surprised if it does. So if you're a witch out there and you're feeling like everybody's against you, it's kind of a thing, man. Try to talk to people. Try to get them to understand. And if you can't, you can't. I mean, don't bash your head against the wall because you can't get people to understand what you're doing. So do good work. See you next time. Peace.